You too. Yes, I have a few that I live by every day. The main one, Philippians 4:13 is, we really can't do anything, but we can do all things through Christ who straightens us. And, I think as anybody who is in business, you're working hard every day and you just sometimes get so exhausted and you realize, wait a minute, what am I doing? I just got to let go. God, come on, take the wheel, just guide me. He's our partner. JC is the best partner. Um, is really nothing better than that. I mean, it is absolutely remarkable having JC on your team in business, in personal life, in everything you do. If JC is your partner, I mean, miracles happen. And I can attest to that over and over and over, you know. Mhm. Well, we're two girls who grew up in a small town, Corona, California. It's much bigger now, but back in the day, very small. Um, yeah, my dad always said, "You guys only have one stop sign, and it says whoa." It's much bigger now. Um, Yeah, so, we're friends and and I introduced her and her husband too in high school. And yeah. And, life went on and when Facebook came popular, we reconnected. And when we did, it was pretty amazing because we both were Christ followers. We weren't big Christ followers growing up, but so it just evolved in our life, both of us. And so we immediately shared our faith. And then we're like, oh, wait a minute, you're totally into natural health too? And we both had our own success stories with collagen specifically. And I was working on a company to build and find and source collagen. And then Gina just naturally got involved, and she's been an amazing support person and key part of the brand story with me. And it's super fun to share that with someone. And yeah, I love traveling with her. We have a great time. Because we do have to do some business travel and stuff like that. So super fun to have a girlfriend. And we could talk about, oh, junior high and all our stuff too. Mm-mm. Mhm. Okay, I can answer that. So part of my recovery, because when I got obliviated with chemo and radiation at, age 30, um, and that was before I really understood all the different other ways you can go in the natural health realm. But no, of course not. No. So when I was 30 years old, I gave birth to my first child, and I felt a lump right here during pregnancy. And they just said, "Oh, I'm sure it's fine. 3 months after you give birth, just come in, we'll check it out." And right after I gave birth, I'm like, I go back 2 weeks later, I need to check it out now. I just feel something's not right. They biopsied it, and I was told that afternoon I have Hodgkin's lymphoma. And that is the exact cancer my brother had at age 19. And then he got a secondary cancer when he was 25 in his jaw from the radiation, and he passed away by the time he was 27. So he had already passed away when I was told. And I'm looking at my newborn and I'm like, oh my God, whoa. And I just didn't understand natural health yet. I just got ushered right to an oncologist, right into chemo and radiation. And and then that was, my dad had just sold a company at that time, and he came down and got a hotel next to me and took me to every cancer appointment. And I had so much fun that year with my dad. And yeah, was it was the best year of my life. It was so fun. We had so much fun, and I started focusing on natural health. I'm like, I didn't go back to work because I worked a corporate job before, and I just it just lit my fire. I did two things. I decided to take up a hobby of photography and really understand natural health, and so it was pretty amazing. And part of the pathway, as you know, as you're so educated, both you in fitness and in natural health education, I have a lot of respect for you ladies, and I would go to many functional medicine doctors over the years, and each one has their own genius, and I just love to learn what their geniuses are, because then you get a whole good education. And some of the functional medicine doctors were big on making homemade bone broth, which I did, and adding extra hydrolyzed collagen peptides, which was really critical for me in many ways. Number one, my gut was completely destroyed from all the chemo and radiation. My body was completely destroyed. I lost all my hair. I was, they kill you without killing you. And so baking that homemade bone broth every day and putting the hydrolyzed collagen and having that collagen, it just was amazing how it just rebuilt your whole body. And I just really started learning. I think a lot of women, when they hit their 30s, is when they first start thinking they're getting a wrinkle or something. So like they realize, oh, I'm losing my collagen. 90% of our protein in our body is collagen, and you start losing it in your 20s. And each decade, you notice more and more and more. So if you supplement with collagen, like your homemade bone broth is loaded with collagen, and people just don't make homemade bone broth anymore because it's boxed bone broth, which is just salty broth. It's not really the real deal with collagen. So, and the homemade bone broth takes 24. I'm actually making some right now. It's simmering for 24 hours. And so, you do that, and I add the extra hydrolyzed collagen. It was so, I mean, out of all the things I do, and I do certain things that I do every day. That one is literally the most impactful change that you can see because your hair, like, look at my bad boy's nails. I mean, I have to cut them all the time, you know. We're at 56. Yeah. Well, Gina and I, we were talking a lot about it because, she was a big collagen consumer as well. And, the collagen changed. Our favorite brands that just wasn't the same quality anymore. And that's what happens. So, I did massive research. I mean, I called all over the world. I mean, from my place in Laguna Niguel, I was just on the phone calling everyone, leveraging any network I had, and really to understand the ingredient space and why is there a difference and what's going on, and learning about the supplement company, meeting with manufacturers, meeting with ingredient suppliers, understanding all the certifications, understanding all the things that go involved in all of that, and then we can understand why the quality went down. So we decided to be that brand. Okay, we're consumers first, so everything that we sell, we take, we're consumers first. And we are picky. We are ingredient label readers. We want to know the third party testing. We want to make sure it has toxin free, or the only heavy metals in it are the very natural occurring in the soil, and there's no added toxins, because a lot of the collagen too comes from different areas and different animals that are fed and exposed to toxins. So there's a much higher level of heavy metals in a lot of collagens, and ours is like just bare bones natural, like really low, under Prop 65 compliancy, which is a thing, which is, yeah, that's a huge deal. Yeah. So the collagen, that's important because what you put in your body every day matters. Okay, so you don't want to put a toxic load on your body. So if it has high heavy metals in a supplement, and that are the kind that are toxic and not good for you, then you're gonna, all you're doing is putting a toxic load on your body. And when you have too much toxins, as you know, you're very educated, you have a lot of toxins in your body, a lot of heavy metals, they hang out, you're not releasing them in any way, you're building on them over and over and over, you're going to get chronic illnesses, you're going to get all kinds of chronic illnesses. And so you want to make sure that what you put in your body every day is clean, and you want to, support your body in detoxing. So being the collagen brand, and just being those mama bears. So really what we are, we're a brand that you can trust. Like, oh, anything Yonder sells, okay, I'm comfortable taking that every day. Let me see if there's anything. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, every day, you're out there swimming with the sharks. You have to deal with business. You have to deal with banking and finance and logistics and manufacturers and third party logistics warehouses, shipping. You have to deal with different, building your website and running ads and I'm building a team now, having someone help do the ads, have someone helping me do my email marketing and, just crossing the T's in every area of the business. Yeah, yeah, of course there's things that don't go as planned all the time, and I know, right? And I mean, one thing, okay, successful people fail way more than failures. Okay? Failures fail, they give up. Successful people fail. Okay, how can I learn from that? Where can I fix that? What do I have to do now? And then you just keep doing it. It's like pulling your self by the bootstraps. Oh, you give me that lemon. Okay, let me make some lemonade. I'll figure out how. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to pull my hair out for 24 hours until I do. And there's all kinds of stuff. And so it's like you have to solve problems constantly. And then it just some days I just get so overwhelmed, but then I'm like, oh, I have JC. Wait, JC, give me I just will take a moment. Dear Lord in heaven, please give me the wisdom, give me the resources, help me make the right decision. That is so comforting. That is the most amazing feeling. It is the best decision I have ever made in my entire life. And I'm super grateful that my son and his wife just made that decision a year and a half ago. Um, yeah, and my daughter's almost there. She has a very nice conservative boyfriend now. And so I think she's totally gonna be. I think she says she's there. I think she is, but she's so there. And they've seen the miracles happen in my life. They've seen the prayers answered. I was a single mom for many years. And they just I love them seeing me now that they're raised. I can work like a maniac, and so I love them seeing what I'm doing now. So I always say anything I do you can do and you can do better. So you know um it's it takes a certain breed to be an entrepreneur. You got to be the person with the cup half full. You have to. When the problem comes in, you got to go, okay, how can I handle that? What do I need to find out? Instead of harping on it, you really, it's like, I think it's a skill set. Um, my mom is a rock star, but she said to me, I have never met anyone who can just pull themselves up by the bootstraps as much as you, Sheri. It's like, I just keep going. And you have to, otherwise things just kind of fizzle out. And it takes a lot of energy, a lot of power, a lot of consistency. 7 days a week. You're never off work. Something happens, you got to pay attention. So so it's you just have to be positive. Oh wow! I mean, so many little things. Just even understanding, like, just understanding how hard it is to figure out the whole ingredient sourcing world, and understanding the relationships, and really doing a lot of investigative work and getting out there. Just how hard it is. I mean, for one thing, it's like you create a business, you put it online. Okay, that's not enough. I mean, how do you get people to come to your website? You got to drive the traffic. And how do you get out there? I mean, you can have the best product in the world, but if you don't know how to run a business, or you understand the business side of things and the consistently involved and the, how to drive it and all the different ways in which that happens, and it's like an omni effect. There's no one bullet. You got to be doing 10 things at once. And over time, you keep doing that with high quality consistency. It just builds, and then you nurture your customers. And so I think in general, a lot of people don't understand that when they're taking on a business idea. They think, oh, I want to start a business. I mean, you ladies know, you both are business owners. You totally understand that, I'm sure. That how am I going to be able to serve people? You can't just open your doors and then here they show up. You got to figure out a way to let them know you exist, and then that you remind them that you're here. There's so much involved in that. So I think that for any new business owner, understanding that as fast as you can is probably the best thing that you could do. That because I think a lot of people who go in business for the first time, they don't they just like they didn't expect that. They see, oh, I'm gonna become a health coach, or I'm gonna open up this store or this gym, or start this business or whatever, and I'm just gonna be the best boutique or the best photographer, the best ever, and I'm gonna do so well. Well, that doesn't at all guarantee anything. You have to now learn business. You have to learn what it takes to have proper gross margins, and how do you drive the business to you, how do you keep your business, all these things. And that I think as an entrepreneur, you have to learn that pretty quickly, um, on that. So yeah, there's things. I mean, even getting my subscription up and going. I mean, you think, oh wow, that's easy. I'm just going to have subscription, and there you go. It's been a 6-month project. I'm pulling my hair out, switching different companies, and just then you realize once you get it up and going, you're like, how come it doesn't do that? Then you realize, oh shoot, dang it, I didn't realize that that doesn't integrate with this one, and then this, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta figure out a different way to integrate that, and I got to do this, and I got to do that, and it's like, oh, it's every day there's something so lovely to figure out. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Who, are you talking to, Gina or me? Mhm. Okay, so when we first, yeah, that was a whole process too. So another thing here's some good business tips, right? Okay, number one, Okay, anybody out there who wants to start a business, okay? The first thing you want to do is you come up with a name, right? That's easy. And then you want to get the social media handles and you want to buy the URL. Okay. But before you do that, go on the United States, the trademark website and start searching to see if that name is already taken in the same category that you're selling. Okay. If there's a Yonder computer consulting company, that's fine, as long as it's not trademarked for supplements, collagen, things like that. So I first came up with grassland proteins, and then there's another supplement company that had grasslands, and it was, so I couldn't get that trademarked. Your business is really no business if you're not trademarked. Then I switched it to Gracie Blue, and then that karate, that tai chi, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu or whatever. So there, Gracie, they sell a collagen. The Gracie, they had Gracie that so Gracie, yeah. So Gracie Blue, I'm like, oh my god. So then, so Yonder came about, and then yeah, so Yonder represents pastures over yonder. Okay. It also represents over yonder eternity, which is our faith. So Yonder is a strong name. I couldn't be happier. It's the best one out of the three. And we're 100% registered trademark for collagen peptides. Woo! And Yonder Food, we have the URL everywhere. So we're good. It's so funny. Gina and I were talking about that this morning, and it's kind of the same for both of us in a lot of ways. But first thing when I can say we wake up, um, the first thing we do, I make a tall glass of lemon water. And I'm sure Gina and I do it a little differently. I make lemon water, put a couple tinctures of some of my vitamins, my vitamin D, vitamin B12, and then I make one for me, one for my husband, and I put our supplements out, and then collagen, and then I make my mushroom coffee or my green matcha tea, whatever I feel like. This morning I had both. I'm like, I'm gonna have both, and then I put my colla. I know I put my collagen. I put my collagen in, and that gives me my morning protein. I just love that, and I go outside and I sit outside and I'm like, oh, and I just sit outside and I drink and I pet my dog and I put my bare feet on the ground immediately to get the grounding on the concrete or the grass or the dirt. And that's how I start my day every day. And I would say that that is exactly how I start my day, no matter where I am, whether Gina and I travel or I travel with my husband. I always bring that. I'll throw a lemon or two in my suitcase, just so like the hotel room, I have one right ready to go. So yeah, I mean that is those are some basics. Mhm. No, yeah, I wanna hear, 'cause, she's so educated. Yeah. How do you do that? How do you do that? You grab it with your toes? Rea eh, you move Wow. Oh, mhm. I love cats. I have 3 grandbaby cats. I love cats. So the question is how do we stay focused on creativity? Yeah. Oh, right, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I think everybody's wired differently, right? So, I've been a business owner all through my kids growing up, right? So I've been a working mother the whole time, and for me, I'm really big on to-do lists. So I am old school too. I absolutely love to write it on a piece of paper. I just get some sort of satisfaction with that. I also have a spreadsheet like Google Sheets, and I'll put it on there too because that's also on my phone. So I have it on my phone in there. But then when I like every day when I get ready to start my day, I will look at everything and I'll put it on a piece of paper. What do I want to get accomplished today? I'll put it on a piece of paper, and that way I just keep going back to it. So I mean, so that keeps me focused every day. Is the good old, what is my priority this week? What do I need to get done today? And I stay on track and I make sure I check them all off, and I make sure I look at the week. Yeah, I look at the week. What is really critical that I get done this week? And what do I need to get done today? And that really helps you focus that. And then I just go at it. And then whenever I get really exhausted, and I did this as a business owner today. Well, today I'm working extreme hours. So, I'm not raising kids anymore. So that doesn't, I don't have to go pick up anyone from school or, make them a sandwich or something. Um, but when I start to feel like I need something, I tell you the two things I do that absolutely recharge me is it's so funny. Sometimes like it's 4 o'clock, I would say about 3 times a week, because I'll start early and I'll be like, I just need to take a little break and I'll take a hot detox bath. It is the most satisfying. I crave it. I crave sun and a detox bath. I will take a detox bath. I'll sweat and I will sit there and I get so much done in my detox bath. I will listen to a podcast like you guys. I listen to a lot of your podcasts. Both of you ladies are amazing. You guys are you have so much knowledge, and what you guys put together for me when I asked those few questions, you sent me that email. It was phenomenal. Um, so I will take time to listen. There's podcasts you save and stuff. So I'll listen, and I could be in that detox bath sometimes up to 2 hours, but at least an hour, 45 minutes. And I just love it. And then we live in Southern California, so we're lucky, and so I'll just put on my bathing suit and I'll go in the backyard and I'll lay out from here down and get sun on my body with no sunscreen front and back for 20 minutes. I am recharged. That sun just recharges you. And I think that keeps me positive. I mean, we play music a lot. We play music in our house and we dance and sing. Yeah, it's amazing. Hmm. 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 Mhm. Mhm. Well, honestly, Gina and I were talking about this. We feel so blessed. We feel so blessed. I mean, the women that we get to connect with in every single state in the United States of America, it's just like I feel like there's like an extension of us. Just like we found our tribe. They're every state in the United States of America, and we feel their love. And I mean, 5-star testimonies come in like almost every single day. And when I see it, it just pops to me. I go, praise Jesus, praise the Lord, thank you, the Lord. And there are so many great ones. And I know Gina, isn't there a few that you pulled up? Because I mean, they're tear jerking. I mean, I just we're so grateful. Yeah. I mean, bone density testing on some of them. They're showing us their X-ray, and then there's, like, her nails. She's like, we're getting pictures of the women's nails, like, growing out, and, it just feels so good. Yeah. Yeah. The glycine. Mhm. Yeah. It's all secret. So, yeah, we're working on stuff, and everything that we do, I'm a real big believer. Yeah, because I'm not trying. We want to do things that we use and do right, so we can fully vet it, we can ensure, and then we offer it, and it's got our trusted logo on it and certifications. We wanna be an expert in what we sell so we can speak deeply about it and be highly educated. So, it's good to be high quality and well educated in a few things and you do them really well than trying to be a jack of all trades. So, I think that, having a specialization in anything you do, whether it's, being a chef, um, selling supplements, photographer. Oh, yeah, I just did one thing. People call me all the time. Can you shoot a wedding? Can you do this? Nope, don't do that. Nope, don't do that. I just do high-end corporate portrait of the executive team. That's all I do. So, and I did it, and it was so fun. It was my social hour. I met all, and I while I was there, I was asking them about how did you start your business? What was the business challenges? How was it? Tell me about yourself. So, are you married? I mean, I just we had so it was the funnest social hour, and I was in and out in 2 seconds. I don't even know what happened to them, and then they get this fabulous photo of themselves. uh, yeah. So, it was fun. It was. I felt very blessed. I felt like God gave me an opportunity to allow me to be there for my kids and provide and save my soul as a single parent. It was very nurturing. I was a therapist, and they were therapists to me in a way. We had so much fun shooting, but yeah, quality. I think quality and being an expert in your lane is really important. Very important in any and everything that we do. And yeah, there are some things. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, we are? Oh, yeah, no, I traveled all through Europe with my backpack with my Yonder canister in there, the white powder, and security, they would take it out and like, oh, they'd have to stick something in there to make sure it's not cocaine. Explosives, okay, yeah. Yeah, or drugs. Yonderfood.com, and then all social media, Yonder Food, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, YouTube channel. Uh-huh. Oh, well, not The Eye of the Storm, man, The Eye of the Storm. I love that song. I just sing it from the top of the mountain. I cry and with joy. That and Eddie, 1980s popular song. You'll get me going. That reveals my age. Yeah, it was, really was. I could eat every day, and I pretty much do, grass-fed, 100% grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef, you know, I literally eat it. I buy it, totally pure. So I literally will I say steak tartare. I just take a raw piece of meat, put some sea salt, and pop it in my mouth, or just put a bunch of grass butter and just cook a patty. That's what I had for breakfast this morning. I had tomatoes, basil, the olive oil, all from the local farm, what's in season, and I cooked a hamburger patty in grass fed butter and put it on my plate, and then drizzled the olive oil. That I can have a raw hamburger or a cooked hamburger raw. I like it raw, rare rare plus every day, or steak every day. So I'm a savory girl. I don't like sweets. Yeah. I don't eat sugar. Yeah, I do dark chocolate, 80% cacao or more. I eat low insulin. That was another way as a mom, as a single mom, I would crash. I learned a lot about my health. As soon as I started eating low insulin and taking detox baths, my life changed. I haven't caught a cold in 17 years. Mhm. Well, Gina and I would form a band. She would be Celine Dion and Whitney Houston. Celine Dion, Whitney Houston would belt it out and just put our love and our voice out there to all the ladies in the world. Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? What do you do? What's your role? Oh, wow. 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 Oh, yeah. We are the worst singers ever, ever, ever. I know I am. I know I am. You're welcome. It was such a pleasure. Oh,